Hello and welcome back to my channel. This week's video is going to be something slightly different as I've been sick and it is my day off work, so I thought I'd show you some self-care that I'm going to do just to help me recover. So I'm going to make some chicken soup and some bread, starting off with 4 cups of warm water and dissolving 2 teaspoons of sugar in that and topping it with 2 teaspoons of yeast. This is the fast action kind, and allow that to sit for 20 minutes until little bubbles appear. In another bowl, I've weighed out 500 grams of strong bread flour and added in a teaspoon of salt, and then I add the wet mixture in, give that a good stir for about 30 seconds till it all combines, cover it and rest in a warm place for 1.5 to 2 hours until it's doubled in size. I've buttered 2 1-litre casserole dishes, as these are what I'm going to bake the bread in. And when it's risen or well rested, we use 2 forks to divide it between the casserole dishes, and then we're going to leave it for another half hour to rise again, this time uncovered but in a warm place until it's doubled in size. While the bread is resting, I'm going to start on my chicken soup. So I'm heating up some olive oil in a pan, and I've got some chicken wings that I'm just going to brown off. And while they're browning, I'm going to chop up some onions, some celery, some carrots and potato. And as they're chopped, I add them into the pan just to get a little bit of colour. Once all the vegetables are in, I'm going to cover that with some warm water, flavour it with some herbs that I've got in my cupboard. I've just used parsley this time, salt and pepper, and then added a stock cube, and this should give me enough flavour. And then I'm going to let that slowly cook for approximately half an hour to 45 minutes, just to simmer away to get all that goodness from the chicken. I'll then remove the chicken and take the meat off the bones, and I'm going to blend it. I just fancied a smooth soup today, and then I'm going to add in the chicken meat. While I was completing the soup, I've added the bread dough into the oven at 220 and cooked that for 15 minutes, and then turned that down to 190 and let it cook for another 20 minutes. And it's now tipped them out of the casserole dishes, and it's beautiful and warm and crispy. Ideally you want to allow this to cool, but I can never resist having that first warm slice. My next recipe is just lemon, ginger and turmeric. I am going to peel these, but I don't believe you have to in recipes that I've seen before. And the idea is we're just going to blend these all together and then freeze them in blocks, and then you can add it to warm water, and that really helps as a nice sort of soothing anti-inflammatory tea. This tea is mostly made to taste, and I like using about 3 lemons, a handful of turmeric and a handful of ginger. Do add a little honey to the tea, but only once I'm actually making it up with my warm water. And this makes 6 very good large mugs of tea. You could do less, but I do quite like it strong. I've also added a little bit of water into the mixture to make it easier to blend and to pour into my moulds. These take a good few hours to freeze, so while I'm waiting for that, I'm also going to make up these shower steamers. You use vapor rub and corn flour. So that's 1 cup of corn flour, 3 tablespoons of vapor rub and 4 tablespoons of water. You mix this up to make a paste, and then add it into like an ice cube tray or silicone mould. It does make quite a few. I reckon it probably make about 6 to 10 of these. I'm quite generous with these molds, so I've made 4, and then you pop them into the freezer until they set, and pop them in the bottom of the shower, and it creates a really lovely steamy shower that helps clear congestion. A friend made these for me a few years ago as part of a Christmas hamper, and I looked up the recipe online, and I really like this. I mean, they're quite nice in general, but particularly good when you're sick. So I've had a really lovely shower, and now it's time to try one of these lemon ginger teas. I do add a little bit of honey in as well for sweetness. As you can see, they're quite sizable, but the boiling water added to the frozen block, it comes out quite a nice warm temperature, so it's perfect for drinking. Another thing I like to do when I've got a cold, or just there's a lot of pollen in the air, is to help clear your sinuses with facial massage. So it's quite easy to do, and really only needs to be done for 1 to 2 minutes tops, and you can do it several times a day. This really helps ease the sore head and pressure in the sinuses. So I can't remember where I saw this, but I've been doing it for some years now. My favourite one is where you press at the sides of the nose and run your fingers up until the bridge of your eyebrows, and then pinch across the eyebrows. Where I'm pressing here is a key sinus point, and just rubbing gently in there also helps ease, and then doing circles across the face. There are several other YouTube videos that explain a little bit more, but this really does help ease the pressure when you're all kind of blocked up and congested. The weather has been so changeable today. Now it's early afternoon. I think it's time for me to head to bed and really relax. Another thing that I've been doing to help recover is taking echinacea drops in water. To do this, you have a small glass of water and add in 15 drops, and you take that 3 to 4 times a day. Oh, I love a candle, particularly on a rainy afternoon, so that's going on. This is a new favourite film of mine. It's called How to Sew an American Quilt. I hadn't seen it before until recently, and I just love the feels that I get from this. It just gives me slightly practical magic vibes. I've had to turn down the volume because I didn't want to get copyrighted, but I just love the cosy feel about this, and I really want to read the book now. Has anyone else seen it? Or have any similar recommendations? Because I absolutely love this movie. So I've finished TV time and it's now for a little bit of reading, and then I'm going to have a nap. And that's really it for today. It's just trying to recover so that I can get back to normal as quickly as possible. I hope that's given you a few good tips, and thanks for joining me again this week. And I'll see you again next time when hopefully I'm fighting fit. Have a great week. Bye-bye.